Hi, everyone. Welcome to Everyday Real English from Real Life podcast.
Hey there, and welcome back for another deep dive. It's Annie here.
And Brendy, good to be here.
So today we're getting into something that I know can feel like a bit of a challenge when you're learning English.
Right. Ordering in a cafe. Seems simple, maybe.
Yeah, but it's one of those everyday things, isn't it?
Definitely. I mean, think about it. You walk in, smells great, coffee brewing, maybe it's a bit noisy, and you just want that perfect drink, but then you actually have to, ask for it in English.
Exactly. And that little moment, it can feel surprisingly stressful sometimes. You might have loads of vocabulary, but using it right then when you just want your coffee, it's different.
Totally different.
So our goal today is really practical. We just want to give you the actual English phrases you need so you can walk into pretty much any cafe, anywhere, and order feeling, well, confident.
Yeah, like you do it all the time. And we've been digging into some resources made just for English learners, like podcast scripts, YouTube channels.
The kind of stuff that focuses on these real-life situations.
Exactly. And we've pulled out the sort of key phrases and the common interactions you're probably going to run into.
Okay, so what are we covering in this deep dive? Well, we'll look at how to do that first simple order.
Yep, the basics.
How to get specific, customize your drink.
Oat milk, extra shot, all that stuff.
Right. And asking about things on the menu if you're not sure.
Which is totally okay to do.
Absolutely. Then paying, handling the money side of things.
Card, cash, receipts.
And also, what happens if maybe there's a tiny mistake? How to handle that smoothly.
Yeah, those little hiccups.
And finally, just how to wrap it all up nicely, politely.
Sounds good. And as we go through some examples, listen out for those keywords, those useful phrases. We'll try and point them out.
Yeah, they're like the building blocks, right?
Exactly. For your cafe confidence.
All right, let's get into it. Part 1, ordering basics. So you walk up to the counter, you know what you want. How does that first interaction usually go?
Well, a really, really common one we saw again and again in the learning materials goes something like this. The customer says, "Hi there, can I get a medium latte, please?"
Simple, polite.
Yep. And the barista responds, "Sure, for here or to go?"
The classic question.
And the customer finishes, "To go, please."
Okay, so that phrase, "can I get," it's really useful, isn't it?
Oh, totally. It's friendly, it's clear, gets the job done politely.
And you mentioned other ways, too.
Yeah, the sources also showed things like, "I'll have a woot," which is very common.
Right.
Or maybe, "Could I have?"
Yeah.
A little more formal, perhaps, but still perfectly fine. They all work great.
Good to have options. And then that question from the barista, for here or to go?
Yeah, that's standard. They just need to know if you're drinking in the cafe or taking it away.
Makes sense.
And the replies are easy, too. Just, "To go, please?" or "For here, thanks."
Nice and efficient.
Exactly. Short, sweet, gets the point across.
Okay, so that covers the absolute basics. But like you said, what if you want something a bit different? That leads us nicely into part 2, customizing your order.
Right. This is where you made it your perfect drink. Maybe you need non-dairy milk, or you like it less sweet, or, I don't know, decaf.
Yeah, all those little tweaks. Knowing how to ask is key.
Definitely. We found a good example dialogue for this, too. Customer, "Hi, I'd like a cappuccino with oat milk, please."
Okay, starting with "I'd like." That sounds polite for a request.
Very. Then they add, "And could you make it extra hot?"
Asking for a specific preparation.
Yep, barista, of course. Anything else? Customer, "No, that's all. Thanks."
So, "I'd like" is good for ordering with modifications.
Yeah, works really well. And notice how clear the requests are. "With oat milk, make it extra hot."
Using "with" for additions or substitutions, and that phrase, "could you make it," seems really useful for temperature or maybe sweetness.
Exactly. And the sources give us some other ways to phrase these things. You might say, "Can I get that with almond milk?" Or maybe "with no sugar," or "decaf."
Right. Using that "can I get that with" structure.
Or "could you make it less sweet?" Or "could you make it with whipped cream?"
Gotcha. And you can totally combine these, right? You could say, "I'd like a large iced coffee with soy milk and no sugar, please."
Perfect. See? You specify the drink, then add your "with" modifications. Just be clear and polite.
It seems like clarity is really the main thing here.
Absolutely. Helps avoid any confusion.
Okay, but what if you look at the menu board and it's just confusing? Lots of names you don't recognize. That's part 3. asking about the menu.
Yes, and this is so important. Don't feel bad if you don't know what a flat white or macchiato is. It's totally fine to ask.
Seriously, asking questions is good. It's part of learning,
Yeah.
and it means you end up ordering something you'll actually enjoy.
Exactly. We saw a great example of this. Customer, what's the difference between a latte and a flat white?
A very common question.
Right. Barista. The flat white has less milk and a stronger espresso flavor. Simple explanation.
Okay.
Customer, got it. I'll try the flat white.
See, just a quick question, clear answer. New drink discovered. Perfect.
It really is, so don't ever hesitate.
And there were other useful questions in the source materials too, right?
Oh, yeah, like, what's in the name of the drink? Or maybe a pastry. That's super useful if you have allergies. Or just curiosity.
Good point. Or if you're feeling indecisive.
You could ask, what do you recommend? Baristas usually have good suggestions.
Or maybe, what's the most popular drink here? Get the crowd favorite.
Yeah, and like in that first example, just asking, what's the difference between this drink and that drink is great if you're weighing up options.
Asking these questions, it's not just about getting information, is it? It can kind of make the interaction a bit more human.
Yeah, exactly. A little bit of conversation makes the whole cafe experience nicer, I think.
Okay, brilliant. So you successfully navigated the menu, maybe asked a question, placed your customized order. Now what?
Time to pay. Part 4. Paying and checking details. Another little step, but good to feel smooth doing it.
Right, you don't want to fumble at the finish line.
Exactly. So let's look at a typical payment interaction. Barista. That'll be $5.75.
Okay, they tell you the total.
Customer. Can I pay by card?
Essential question these days.
Totally. Barista. Sure. Just tap here. Customer. Thanks. Could I also get a receipt?
Simple, efficient. So can I pay by card or can I pay in cash? That's the key phrase there.
Yep. Always good to check. And you might also hear or ask, do you take Apple Pay? Or whatever mobile payment you use.
Good one. That's getting more common.
Definitely. And asking for the receipt. Could I get a receipt, please? Polite and clear if you need one.
We also saw keep the change mentioned.
Yeah, that came up. That's specifically if you pay with cash and the amount you give is more than the total, and you want the barista to keep the difference as a tip.
Right. Good clarification. So it's for tipping.
Exactly. And, you know, some of the video sources showed slightly longer interactions too, more back and forth.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Well, simple stuff, like the barista saying, that will be $4, and the customer replying, great, thank you, and maybe the barista adds, you're welcome, have a nice day.
Just those little pleasantries.
Yeah. Or another one was like, that will be $10. Thank you. Can I pay with card? Yes, you can. Can I have the receipt, please? Here it is. Thank you. You're welcome.
It really shows how all these little phrases just slot together, doesn't it?
It does. It's like a little script, but, you know, natural. Just small, polite exchanges, making it all work smoothly.
Okay. Now, things usually go smoothly, but what if they don't? What if there's a little mistake? It happens.
It does happen sometimes. So part 5 is handling common situations, those little mix-ups.
Knowing what to say politely here is really useful, I think.
Yeah.
It stops things feeling awkward.
For sure. It shows you can handle things calmly. We looked at this example. Customer says, sorry, I think this was supposed to be iced.
Starting with sorry, I think, sounds like a good, gentle way to bring it up.
Yeah, it's not accusatory, it's polite. Then the barista replies, oh, my mistake. Let me fix that for you.
Problem solved.
Exactly, customer. Thanks a lot.
So that polite opening is key.
Definitely. And the sources had a few other ways you could phrase things if something's not quite right. You could say, sorry, I think this is the wrong drink, maybe. Or sorry, I think this is missing something. If, like, you asked for whipped cream and it's not there.
Right. Or what if it relates to a customization you asked for?
You could try, I asked for oat milk, is that okay? Or I asked for no sugar. Kind of a gentle double check.
That sounds good. Like a reminder, not a complaint.
Exactly. And if you're just generally unsure about something with your order, a simple, could you check that for me, is always a safe bet.
The main takeaway seems to be, stay calm, be polite, be clear.
Pretty much. It usually gets sorted out really quickly and easily that way. Politeness goes a long way.
Okay, almost there. We've ordered, customized, paid, handled a potential issue. What's left?
The ending. Part 6. Closing and thanking. Just finishing up the interaction nicely.
Right, leaving a good final impression.
It's always nice. We saw a really simple, common closing. Customer, thanks so much. Have a good one.
Have a good one. I hear that all the time.
Yeah, it's super common and friendly. Barista. You too. Enjoy your drink.
Nice. So simple thank yous work well.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot. Or just thank you. Perfect.
And adding something like, have a good one, or have a great day.
Or enjoy your drink. Yeah, those are all friendly goodbyes. If it's a place you go often, you might even say, see you next time.
These seem like small things, but they probably make a difference to the feel of the whole exchange.
I think so. It just rounds it off nicely, leaves everyone feeling positive.
Okay, wow, we've covered a lot of ground in this cafe deep dive.
We really have.
Okay.
From that first, can I get it? Through customizing, asking questions.
Dealing with little issues.
And saying thanks at the end. All those key moments.
We really hope that breaking it down like this and giving you all these, practical phrases helps you feel a bit more armed and ready for your next coffee adventure.
Yeah, hopefully a little less daunting.
And we really do suggest trying these phrases out loud, like actually say them, maybe just to yourself, or picture the situation.
Or role play with a friend. It sounds silly, maybe, but it honestly helps embed them, makes them feel more natural when you need them.
It really does. And remember, learning English, it takes time, it takes effort. These everyday situations, they are practice. It's okay if it feels challenging sometimes.
Totally okay. Our goal was just to make this one common interaction, ordering coffee, feel a bit more manageable, a bit more straightforward for you.
So maybe next time you're heading for a coffee, think about one phrase from today you could try out. Which one will it be?
Yeah, pick one. And honestly, to everyone out there putting in the work, learning English, navigating these daily moments, keep at it. You're doing great.
Absolutely. Keep practicing, keep learning, and definitely enjoy that next coffee, tea, or whatever it is you order.